So also on page 47, there's another problem there. And that one is converting 4,800 seconds to hours. This means that our known is the 4,800 seconds. Our unknown is hours. Now, for most of us, we can't think of a quick conversion to get from seconds to hours. So we have to think about this. This is what I was talking about when I talk about me going home and catching the train, for instance. I usually live off the Suitland Metro, so that means that I'm going to have to take Tinleytown to Chinatown, and then from there go to Suitland. So for me, in this case of the seconds, I'm going to go from seconds to minutes, and then from minutes to hours. This is my conversion factor 1, or my red line, if you will. This is conversion factor 2, or my green. So when I'm setting up these conversion factors, remember, they're always in the same format. We have that big number, small unit equals small number, big unit. And for those of you who haven't figured out, this CF stands for conversion factor. So the big number going from seconds to minutes, well, it's actually, for me, it's easier to figure out the units where they go first. So from seconds to minutes, the small unit is second. The big unit is minutes. And we know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So the big number between 60 and 1 is 60. The small number is 1. So there's my first conversion factor. This is conversion factor number 1. So now I have to figure out my conversion factor number 2. And by looking at our picture here, we're going from minutes to hours. So we know that between minutes and hours, the small unit is minute, big unit is hour, small number, hours, minutes, 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 60 is the big number, small unit 1. And I know that seems like super simple to you, but when we start going into stranger units, it actually comes in handy to do it that way. All right, so now we can set up. Our first section is our known. Because we have 2 conversion factors, we know we're going to have 2 sections for each one. So we have our known, which if we go all the way back to the top, was 4,800, seconds. We are going to put seconds at the bottom of the next step, and we're only focusing on this conversion factor. This red one here is what we're dealing with here, okay? So this whole section is going to be our red conversion factor. So seconds is on the top here. Seconds will go at the bottom. Minutes will go at the top. I go back to my conversion factor. I see the 60 is next to seconds, so we keep it there. 1 is next to minutes. Now I'm going to look at my green conversion factor. And seconds canceled already. Minutes is at the top of this step, so we need minutes at the bottom of this step. Then we need hours is going to have to be at the top. And then from here we have 1 minute. Oh wait, we don't even need to focus on that. That's a really important point to bring out. Whenever you're looking at how to fill in your conversion factor, aside from looking at what unit is here, the numbers that are here doesn't even matter. So you go back here and you see that minutes is next to 60 and the 1 is next to hour. You can almost cover up everything while you are figuring things out. So our math winds up being 4,800 times 1 over 60 times 60. And I often ask the question, does it even matter that I write the 1 times the 1? Absolutely not. But for some people, that's going to make a big difference. So pause right here. See if you can finish up your calculation. So for those of you who did put the number in your calculator, you would find that you had 4,800 on the top and 3,600 on the bottom. Now, do I have to do it separately? No, absolutely not. But if you try to do it all in one step and you find that you make mistakes, then you'll definitely want to do the top and then the bottom, and then divide the top by the bottom. When you do that and punch it into your calculator, you'll see that you have 1.333 repeating forever. Minutes canceled. So my units is hours. Now our answers need to be in significant figures and scientific notation. So we go back here, and as I told you before, these 60s have 2 decimal places. This also had 2 decimal places. So my final answer needs to have 1 decimal place. So I'm going to take this and put it into scientific notation first. And then I'm going to put it with the significant figures. 2 significant figures. So that means this needs to be rounded to 2 digits. Now, a question I often get asked is, can I just leave it as 1.3 repeating? Technically, no, because your answer is rounded to 2 significant figures, and that repeating sign there gives it an unlimited amount of significant figures. I know this video is a little long, but it tends to be when you're talking through math. For the next problem, I'll talk a little bit less as it has an additional step. But remember, this video was optional.